I was wondering, in your research, did you come across any women who were, you know, not sidetracked by the whole issue of home rule in the North, and who were able to say, no, the suffragist movement has to have priority, and what happened to them?
No,
any women who pursued the vote for over and above unionism or nationalism?
There were, I mean, women from different, I mean, there is Margaret McCoubrey. She's Scottish, who comes over, marries a trade unionist here, is a member of the Belfast group, and later on is a member of the Pankhurst organisation, and later on, when that's left, she tries to set up a branch of the Women's Franchise League. So she's always, and then she's very strongly anti-First World War, pacifist, a member of the cooperative movement. So women who kept that kind of focus generally seem to be, you know, kind of on the left, sort of, you know, maybe linked with the Labour Party or something else as well.
I named some of them in a chapter that I did on this, but I can't remember other than what you've mentioned offhand. But a lot of research that has been more recently carried out, and I'm thinking also that last article we worked on together, is showing that very clearly, in the same way that Mary O'Dowd talked about continuity from the late 18th century, that there was always this sort of idea that you had this first wave of feminism with the suffrage movement, and then suddenly in 1969-70 you've got the same thing sort of all over again and nothing in between, and I think we can scrub that now.
Of course,
there's a lot of continuity with people, and again the concerns were, you know, that desire to progress women's situation could take different forms. You know, there were different concerns about the workplace, and so the labour movement or the cooperative movement, and lots of women were, and you see it during the war as well, where prominent women who would have been engaged in the earlier movement for suffrage were concerned with the situation of women and children during times of austerity and so forth. So it is there. But inevitably, it's the prominent, articulate women of the period that we know most about. And I think probably as throughout this series, you know, there's sort of these set pieces when things happen, but there's an awful lot that goes on in between them.